but we're going to talk about checklists. And the first checklist was literally the question, what to say to get clients to do a group? Because with Vacation Express, we were specifically talking about groups. So I'm going to give you a checklist of different things you can ask, or different, some ideas on how to get clients go from booking a cruise for themselves to booking groups, or how to create groups. So questions you can ask. So let's say you have a couple that is planning a 10-year anniversary cruise. You can say to them, once you've put it together and you got them a great price, you can say, do you know anyone else who would like to join you? I mean, a cruise ship is pretty big, so you can all meet for one night for a big dinner. There's no extra charge for it because you can meet in the dining room, which is available for everyone. And if it's a big enough group, we can even host a cocktail party for you. I can take care of that, because you'll be able to do that with the onboard credits. And you can say to them, and for the rest, 1 second, I just want to make sure. I sound like a robot. Does everyone hear me this way? Uh-oh. I have much more personality than a robot. I hope I don't sound like a robot. You might want to log out and log back in. All right. Squirrel. Got distracted. I want to make sure I sound good for you all. Okay. So you can say to them, listen, I know it's your 10-year anniversary, so you can still go to the spa on your own. Maybe we can even put you on Norwegian and you two can stay in the Haven. Thank you, Connie. You're my go-to gal. You can stay in the Haven, so this way none of your family can get to you unless you want them to. All right, but in the meantime, they'll all be there to celebrate you on one night, or maybe one night you all go to the show. So that's one way to get a group going. Then you can talk to people who are what we call Pied Pipers. Those are people who have clients. It could be a hairstylist, a hairdresser. It could be someone who owns a nail salon, someone who owns one of those sip and paint stores where you go in and sip champagne and paint paintings on canvases that they draw out the pictures for you. So any place like that, or maybe even like a personal trainer has clients, and they say, well, of course I want my clients to be loyal. So did you know that if you get out of your environment and take them on an incredible experience, that their loyalty will grow exponentially? And not only that, but their friends and family who might not even live nearby you will be interested in you and follow your Facebook page and, things like that, right? So what you would be offering is, let's put you on a group cruise where, and we can come up with 3 ideas based on your group. So let's say you have a personal trainer. You can talk to let's say you're going to do Royal Caribbean. You can talk to Lori and see if there's a time, like once a day, or if it's a 5-day cruise, once a day for the 5 days, they are going to have the gym for a certain time where they can work out. So like, private session going on for this hour. Or they can go, walk around, like there's a track and he can take everybody or she can take everybody on the track. Then there can be something with nutrition where you tell and you can even do this with a nutritionist if you want, you can tell the trainer, you can also have a day where, you take them around and you show them how, even on a cruise ship where people are known for just indulging, how they can eat well and still have plenty of food and get their money's worth. And we're also going to have a dance party for you. Or if you're on Norwegian, if you're on Norwegian Bliss, we're gonna put you on the race cars. We're gonna have one night where for an hour the track is closed because it's just for your group, and you'll have an activity where everyone races around. They get their adrenaline up, and it's like, see how that feels to get pumped up? And, okay, now let's stretch, whatever it is. So you get the point. They're going to build that loyalty because, first of all, the social media going on with all the pictures about that, and like they can even create a contest around that, but we could do contests on another day. So somebody remind me, let's do contests, how to do contests on another day. Okay. Next, you can reach out to charities that you're involved with, companies who do fundraisers. You might even work for a company that has a charity arm involved, and you can say, let's put together a group cruise, and you talk to one of the cruise lines that does charity matches. I believe that's Carnival does a charity match. I know that Royal does charity events. So what happens is it doesn't affect your commission at all. It's an add-on that goes into the cost of the price, so that all that money that is raised goes to their charity. So you can, and like ships like Royal Caribbean, they have an autism program on there. So you can like go to something like Autism Speaks, or maybe something a little smaller, but in that same world. So you can find people who would want to have a fundraiser on the cruise. All right, let's create a great girls trip. Like if you're sitting and having coffee with somebody and they're talking about, oh, my sorority sisters, we live all over the country, but we're still so close. Oh my goodness, let's create a girls trip. Or, for you gentlemen out there, let's create a guys trip. Okay, now that might not have sounded like a robot. That might have sounded like a squeak. That's my morning voice. Welcome. You are the first people I'm actually speaking to out loud today. I am on the West Coast, so it's 9:10 a.m. All right. So we're going to create a girls trip. Like, think about it. If we start planning now, we can make sure that all of them, like we can start a private Facebook group, and, we can poll everybody. Do you want to cruise? Do you want to go to a spa? Do you want to go to the desert? Do you want to go to a cool city like New Orleans? Like, you can do a poll in a group. And then once you know where they want to go, you can say, okay, what is the best time of year for you to get away? Because if like they can make it, like if it's a cruise, it's great because it can be a family trip, but a girls trip. So in other words, it's like, honey, you take care of the kids. Or let's say you're a single mom or a single dad, and it's a girl or guys trip, but you got kids, right? And they're coming, and you have them that weekend. There are kids clubs that they get to go to. So you can have, so maybe you don't get to go to every single event. Or if you're married, then honey, I'm going to be with the girls. You go do your thing at night. When they sneak into bed, I'm yours. What can I tell you if I'm not, too tired? But you get the picture. Like, you can make it work. You can figure out what the obstacles are and make it work. All right. How about a restaurant that is family owned, or, chef influenced? So people come specifically for the chef. You can say, hey, do you want to create more publicity for your restaurant? Like, so that people from all over, the country can, find out about you. And so when they come into town, or they might even just want to come into town, because of your restaurant, this might be a vacation destination for them. And they'll be like, of course. Well, let's say it's an Italian restaurant. Well, did you ever consider, taking a group with you to Italy? We can make it a 7-day trip, and you can have, as many patrons as you want, and your patrons can invite their friends and family who don't live nearby, because look, they're going to come into town and visit, and they're going to want to come to your restaurant. You're going to create customer loyalty. You're going to give them a great experience. You can take them where they make the fresh, mozzarella. You can take them to wineries. We can set up all kinds of excursions for you. Okay. So now think of people that have hobbies. Okay. And a great group to explore are retirees with hobbies, because retirees with hobbies have time to travel. All right, so quilting, it's so funny because I made this one up, quilting. like I didn't say I made it, I don't mean I made up quilting. I made up quilting as an example. And so funny, last night on the Bahamas Paradise, he used quilting as an example. So obviously people go quilt on his cruise line. So think about your 5-year plan, everyone. If you want to be making 6 figures in 5 years, you want to think about how you're going to have huge groups happening on a regular basis 5 years from now. So let's look at this year. What is a group like quilting who have a hobby, who are probably on Facebook in different quilting groups or go to different meetup groups for quilting, but definitely have a group of 10 or more people who they get together with in their retirement community or wherever community they live, and they either quilt together for a little while in their clubhouse, or they show up every week or every month to show the different, quilt patterns that they've been making. What if you created a quarterly quilting cruise? So in year one, what that looks like is you set up one cruise for them, all right, just so they can try it out. And you're going to say to them, collect t-shirts, collect fabrics, collect things that you want to sew onto your quilt, because it's going to be your, let's say they have a Mediterranean cruise. It's going to be your Mediterranean travel quilt, okay? So, create stuff for that. The next year, since they've had such a great experience, you're going to do quarterly cruises for them. They might be 5-day, they might be 7-day, but each one is going to have a different itinerary so they can grab different things from each place, enough to make enough squares for a quilt, for an entire quilt for their 2020 travel quilt. All right? And then if you want to get really exciting, they can have a 5th, it wouldn't be a cruise, or, look, it doesn't have to be a cruise. It could be a destination. It can be like a Globus tour where they're going to different destinations. But you can have like one final meeting place during the holidays where they all get together and show their quilts, right? Maybe they even gift them for each other. Well, no, I think they'd want to keep those because they're sentimental. But anyway, you get the idea. All right, where are we? Why don't we change up your conference setting? All right. So a lot of speakers and personal development people and business coaches, you see them in your Facebook ads because you're business people. So you're going to see them in your Facebook ads. They do hotels. And generally they do hotels right near an airport. Why? So people can fly in. And usually what they do is they do, like for the really big speakers, they'll do like a free weekend to introduce people to their higher ticket items. So that means they've got an expensive hotel because the hotels by the airport are always more expensive because they can charge those rates because they know people need to stay there. So they have to get a room block. And then that room block is guaranteed. So if they don't fill it, they are responsible for it. And people are getting savvy because they used to not go because it was expensive to go someplace and then have to take a cab there. But now they can just Uber or Lyft and stay at a less expensive hotel. So then you've got the room expense, to rent the room, to rent the AV equipment, to there's no food involved, and let's face it, you can't fit 500 people in the restaurant at the hotel. And what tends to be around restaurants wise around the hotel? Fast food. And that's not great for people's energy when they come back into the room. So what if you put them on a cruise? So not only would if they've got a big group of 500 people who are coming to this event, or even 300 people, that's going to get the speaker and their crew, like the people who help them, it's going to get them some free rooms. It's going to get you can talk to the BDM about getting the room. Like we did ITQ, and we had the room where the shows go on at night. We had some of those bigger rooms set up for our meetings during the day because the shows weren't using them. So you can work on setting that up and having that be part of the group so that they don't have to pay for AV or the room. And then again, food is included. So the speaker can have special times where they're speaking and talking to the people at meals, but only if they join their special membership group. And then if they, join the big ticket item at the end, then there's a good night dinner just for those special clients who joined that. So there's a lot of advantages to putting these speakers and authors on a cruise. All right, let's see. Okay, family reunion, anyone? So, I know family reunions are a big deal, but I'll tell you something. My family has never had a family reunion. It's never even come up. So I've got to imagine there are a lot of people out there who have never had a family reunion. So why don't you put up a post on your Facebook page and, you know, say something like, you can have like a picture of a big, like you can even like Google family reunion or something, or put, family reunion in unsplash.com, because you get free pictures there where you can see a big group of people, and then put just like a typical like family of 4, let's say, okay? And you have those 2 pictures and say, family reunion, yes or no? Like, have you ever had one? If yes, when was the last time? If no, why, if no, oh my goodness, like don't say why not, because you don't want to come up with all, you don't want to be like, oh, my family is crazy, So just be like, if yes, when was the last time? So it's either yes, and when was the last time, or no. You can find all of those people who have never had a family reunion, and you can reach out privately to them. First, go look at their Facebook page and see if they have any pictures of their family, because you want to make sure that they at least like their family. But if they do have family pictures up there, then reach out, because even if the person says, my side of the family isn't close, well, you see on their picture that they're married, so you can say, well, what about your husband's side of the family? And be like, well, yeah, but they've never done one. Well, hey, you know how much fun it can be? And then, you know what? Go into the Facebook group, the IntelliTravel Departure Lounge, and ask if any of the agents there have testimonials about how much fun their clients have had on family reunions, and share those. All right. What if you did yoga on Monte Picchu? I guess I should have capitalized that. But anyway, you get the picture. So yoga teachers, all right? Any kind of meditation teachers, yoga teachers, spiritual people who have a big following, because not only do they teach classes, but they have a YouTube channel, they have an Instagram channel, so a page. So they have thousands and thousands of people who follow them. They probably have a big email list. All these people who have never done yoga with them, what if you set up a retreat for them, and then they were going to do a day hike to Monte Picchu and do yoga at the top of that? Oh my goodness, how much, like, that would be great. I have 2 people saying that they can't hear me. Connie, if you can hear me, jump on. Okay, let me see. All right. Oh, Connie's also suggesting that you have a couple of sessions during the trip, plus arrange a day trip out in a destination port. Yeah, so you can even create excursions that these groups do together. Okay, good job, Connie. Thanks for coming through. And Connie can hear me, so there should be no issue. All right, and the last one. All right, so here I am, and I am launching a book on August 1st. It's a business book, but it's kind of geared toward women, because I find that women, there's actions to take. Like, you got to do daily activities for 12 weeks to really, work on your business. And I find that women tend to do that more, but believe me, there's plenty of men who are out there doing this stuff. So I am launching it on August 1st because it's National Girlfriends Day. Now, if I had thought of this beforehand, I would have launched this book on a cruise. But here's what I'm thinking. A year from August 1st, 2020, I can do the 1 year celebration on the cruise. Now, I can book travel because I'm an IntelliTravel agent. I have a back office. However, I don't do groups. So I'm just saying, if somebody has some clever ideas for what we can do August 1st, 2020 for my launch, let's get a group going, because we can plan it a year in advance. All right. So that's some ideas of how to get clients to do a group. But let's keep on this topic just for another minute or so, and then we'll get to your questions on checklists. So this is a checklist. If you go to canva.com, and I'm going to put that in the chat right now, www.canva.com. I'm going to share it with my entire audience. Okay, there you go. These next 3 checklists I'm going to show you, I didn't even make. They are free, already made, right there for you. Just look under checklists. So this says my ultimate travel goals. So you can fill this in yourself. Where's a place in Asia you'd like to go? Where's a place in Africa you'd like to go? Where's a place in North America or South America or Antarctica or Europe or Australia? And you can even, excuse me, you can even make little check marks. So let's say you have absolutely no desire to go to Antarctica. You don't check that one off and you don't put a place. Then you share it on social media as your picture and say, for every, I will, if you write me in the comments below, I will private message you this blank checklist for you to fill out, so I can see where, so I can see where you'd love to go. And for everyone who sends it back to me, you're going to be put in a drawing to win a 3-day, 2-night getaway. And if there are, and we'll see how many yeses there are. If there are more than 20, I'm going to do 2. If there are more than 40, I'm going to do 3. Like you let them know. So there you go. So there's one checklist. Then here's another kind of checklist for your clients. So this one says weekend beach getaway checklist. And here's the thing, this is just the template that they gave me. I can change this to, or I could add, like, first of all, I would add sunblock on there, boom, boom. All right, you gotta have your sunblock if you're going to the beach. But you can create the checklist and add other things to be more specific. All right, maybe you change this to be a weekend ski getaway, and you change the bottom picture so that it's white, so it looks like snow, and then you put some pictures of, skis and snowflakes on it. Okay, so you can play with these, you can change them. And the last one is winter holiday packing list. So, most people travel for the holidays, so you can put this together for them. And you can do 2 versions. You could have, for those who are going someplace cold and for those who are going someplace warm. You get rid of the picture of the ice skate, although I live in Las Vegas and it's warm here, not as hot as Florida. Florida is really warm, but even there, we have ice skating rinks. We do wintry things. So, but they wouldn't need the thermal leggings and the glove. Well, maybe they need the gloves if they're going to go ice skating. But you know what I'm saying? They wouldn't need the scarves and all the thermal tops. So you can, have 2 of these. All right. So, oh, someone uses Canva, and it's Connie. Connie, you should just be my sidekick here. All right, so yes, send me the checklist. Well, no, Keenan, I personally will not send you the checklist. What I want you to do is go to canva.com and you download that checklist and you put it up on. So, but you know what? Let's do that right now. Let me show you how you're going to do that. So you're going to go to canva.com and you are going to find this and you're going to do a screenshot of it. All right. Okay. Then you are going to go to your Facebook page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go for our photos and we are going to find that photo that I just took. It's going to be under screenshot. Okay. And I'm going to say, now you might want to fill this out first as an example. Or you can do 2, like one is the blank one and one is yours filled out, or you can just put it up like this and be like, I'd love to send you this checklist in Facebook Messenger and find out what destinations are on your list. You can even fill out specific cities in each country or continent, I think it is, continent. Type yes in the comments to be put in a drawing to win a 3-day, 2-night getaway. When, do this all in caps, when you fill it out and message back to me. If the more people who say yes, let's make that caps, because one that stand out, the more people I'll draw to win. P.S. This is not a real contest. I'm teaching on the live Q&A. Catch the replay in your IntelliTutorial back office. In your IntelliTutorial library in back office under customer service, not Dervis. Come on, I'm nervous. Customer service webinars. All right, and now I'm going to post it. I'm going to put it in my story, because why not? Share. And now let's refresh the page. IntelliJess, there she is. Here we go. All right, Keenan, so now you've got an example. You can literally, guys, I am not a travel agent. I am not, your competition. So anything you see me do here, you can just copy and paste. I will love you for it. You don't even have to go to Canva. You can copy this picture and you can copy my writing up to here. Certainly you do not want the PS. And then you can make it your own. If you have like certain words that you like to use, like, like for me, I'd be like, you got this, or yo, or y'all, or whatever it is, make it your own. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. Let me get rid of, okay. I'm a designer of jewelry. I can invite my designers, arrange for a company or two to bring beads and miners to bring a few samples. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And you can also invite your customers for a fashion show where, and they can be your models if they want. Everyone wants to feel like a model. So, maybe you can arrange with your BDM that you're going to do a fashion show by the pool one day to show off the jewelry. So, I mean, my goodness. All right.